Oppressive humidity is expected to move in as temperatures drop on Wednesday. A new report says the world can't afford.
Is brought to you by Seacoast Air Conditioning. Now with a look at our forecast, here's meteorologist Katya Hall.
Happy Monday, sunshines. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Partly sunny skies with a 10% chance for an isolated shower. Breezy winds out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s with a 20% chance for a few showers. Very little day-to-day changes through the end of the work week. Highs in the upper 80s with low rain chances. For the weekend, highs in the upper 80s, about a 30% chance for showers and storms.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall for WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
At Seacoast Air Conditioning, they believe in 3 basic fundamentals: answer the phone, show up on time, and fix the problem right the first time. Seacoast Air, family owned and operated since 1982, waiting to answer your call 24/7.
Comfort crisis, don't roast, call Seacoast.
Attention Florida residents, if you don't have health insurance, or if you're paying too much for your health insurance premiums, you can now take advantage of new higher subsidies that will lower your health care insurance premium. 48% who enroll will have premiums less than $100 a month, and some will qualify for a $0 premium. You have until August 15th to take advantage of this opportunity. Call Owen Insurance Group today for a free quote, 772-210-1020. That's 772-210-1020.
Are you looking for your dream home? I am Eileen Simons, a licensed realtor with eXp Realty. My team and I can help you find your dream home on the Treasure Coast and beyond. I bring 20 plus years experience with the residential real estate market, helping both buyers and sellers achieve their dreams. Call or text me at 772-200-5105 or visit our website at mydreamhomeusa.com.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
Opinions expressed are those of the show's host, not WPSL or WSTU or eXp Realty. Any reproduction or reuse of this program without the written consent of WPSL and WSTU is strictly prohibited. Now, welcome to My Dream Home Radio, your chance to find that dream home, and your host, Eileen Simons and Paula Brady. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So how are you today?
We're doing great.
We are great. It's Monday.
Things are busy. We had a good holiday last Monday. That's why we had the best of, because we actually took the day off. So that was wonderful.
Yeah.
You got the day off?
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually took 2 days in a row off. That's the first time all year I've done that.
Hey, there you go. You've been busy.
I'm bad. I was off the whole week before. I had family.
Paula
here.
has family visiting that she hasn't seen since before COVID. So that was a good visit for them too.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to have them here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Tried to find a house for them while they were here, but we didn't quite manage that. But
well, you could be like the Port St. Lucie mayor and decide to go to the Keys as a village manager.
Oh,
yeah, Greg Orvac. He's packing his bags.
Wow,
going to the Keys.
Good for Greg.
When is his term up?
I think technically 2022, but they're going to have a special election.
Oh,
and yeah, he's done a good job. I mean, Port St. Lucie has grown quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We have numbers about that today. We're going to talk about.
Yeah, and there were actually a couple nuggets of the TC Palm article that were accurate. The rest of it, well, throw it away. But I'm sorry. That's And Joe was laughing.
Yeah.
I guess so you guys can't see the monitor. I can.
I'm
Yeah.
just here about the stats. That's all. I'm here about the stats.
That's
I'll
it.
get on my soapbox a little bit later.
I have to try to stay off of mine most of the time.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. You're probably safer that way. Oh my. I'm always in trouble.
So I don't want to waste any time before we bring on our featured guest today. I just have a couple of stats that I want to tell everybody about before Joe comes on. One is a stat that was in that TC Palm article this weekend, which says Port St. Lucie is number 4 in the nation for median housing market spikes since 2017. Prices are up 58%.
Wow.
I believe that.
58%.
Just in our little neighborhood. Oh yeah, easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to bring up this morning is that despite what you might be hearing at other places and from other publications, this is the truth. Buyers are seeking out homes in some of the least expensive neighborhoods in the country because that's all they can afford. Areas with a median home price below $100,000 have seen a 42% jump in home value over the last 3 years.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this more after Joe's interview, but the point is that housing prices and the value of homes is a direct relationship to what people are willing to pay and therefore what they are appraising for. And that's going to be contrary to a lot of things you're reading lately. But the real truth is that appraisals are based on the most recent comps of the same kind of home in the same neighborhood.
Sure.
So if you want your house to appraise well, then you better make sure that it is up to date, that it has been maintained well, and that it is clean and presents itself well. Because if it doesn't, it's not going to appraise well.
Probably shouldn't have your washboard near the front door either.
No.
Or trash cans. I mean, as simple as trash cans overflowing in the kitchen.
Oh, brother.
know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a great sales tool.
Or car part cleaning equipment in your living room.
Well, you guys had on somebody that can decorate a home for you for
Right.
showing.
They can
and stuff.
stage.
Yeah. it's
Sure.
Staging. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If you want to pay for staging, that's always an option.
Sure.
My point is, if you can't afford to pay for staging, and even if you can, your main job is to make sure that your home is as clean as possible and uncluttered as possible.
No
Right,
clutter.
right.
Yeah.
Boy,
Right.
that's going to be the job.
Those are
for
the
me.
two things that will make it. Those are the
Me
two
too.
things that will make it show well,
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
and make the appraiser realize that you have taken the time to maintain your house well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
There you go.
so without any more delay, I want to introduce our special guest today because we are very excited for his attendance with our show this morning. We have Joe Catrombone. He's the executive director of the Stewart Martin County Chamber of Commerce. And I want to welcome him and say good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Eileen. Paula, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
I want to add something to when you're showing a home. I learned this a long time ago because the last time I sold a home was in 1990. Put something in the oven that smells good.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Cake or cookies or something like that. I remember doing that.
Yeah, I used to do that for open houses all the time, but we haven't had open houses hardly at all this year because
Well,
they're
you don't
just
have
selling
to.
so fast. But
Yeah,
right,
you don't have to. That's right.
Pumpkin pie. How about that? Huh? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
When you were talking about the paper this weekend. I think it was on Sunday. They had a layout of the new development down in Hope Sound on Bridge Road in that area.
Yes.
Nice.
And the lots the lots were beginning at 3 million. And I want to be sure that they save me one before that price goes up.
Oh, there you go.
You better hurry.
Well, you are the king of Martin County.
Of course, and of course, and I have to, on that $3 million lot, I'd have to build a castle.
Absolutely.
Wow, 3 million.
Wow. Yeah, starting at 3 million.
Starting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just getting ridiculous.
The closer you get to the water, I'm sure it will.
But it's not. It's out by 95.
Wow. No way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, by where Michael Jordan's golf course is. Out in
That's
that-
it.
There you go.
That's
There
it.
you
The
You
polo,
just-
the polo, yeah, yeah.
Yep. You just hit it right on the head. Michael Jordan's name's attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll do
Oh man. Yeah. Do you even at least get some Nikes with that deal?
I would hope so.
So, Joe, I think it's a fascinating story how you got to the Chamber of Commerce of Stewart and Martin County. Can you just give us a synopsis of what that history of yours is about?
Sure, on how I got into the chamber business or how I ended up in Martin County.
Both.
Okay. In 1980, about 1980, 81, I sold my business, and I was a Harts Mountain distributor, flea collars, parakeet seed, all that kind of stuff. And I sold my business, and I was on the board of directors of the Titusville Chamber of Commerce, and I was actually preparing to run for supervisor elections in Brevard County so I could stay there because I had sold my business. And at the same time, our exec at the Titusville Chamber moved to the Carolinas. And the board said to me, "You're just hanging around. Why don't we pay you a consulting fee to run the chamber until we hire someone?" So that's how it started. And I went into the chamber. I loved it. I applied for the job, and it was controversial as hell. But anyway, I got the job after it was horrible. But anyway, I got the job, and a gentleman by the name of Bill Valenti, who was he was on the board with me at the Titusville Chamber of Commerce, and he moved down here as president of American Pioneer Bank. I don't know if you remember them or not. American Pioneer, they're now out of business. But Bill moved down here as president of American Pioneer Bank and got on the chamber board, the Stewart Martin Chamber Board. And he called me one day and he said, "Hey, send me your resume." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, our exec left and we need an exec down here." And I said, "Bill, I'm not interested in leaving Titusville. I love it here. It's my home, and I'm not interested." He said, "Well, let me tell you about the compensation package and then tell me you're not interested." So he did, and I was interested. So I sent my resume, by the way, which was one of 83 resumes.
Wow.
I made the final three. I made the final three, and I was interviewed, and thankfully, I got the job. So here I am.
Excellent.
And you've been the executive director for how many years now?
32 years later.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So obviously it was, I really didn't want the job because I didn't want to leave Titusville. And my wife said, "Listen, if the price is right, we'll go anywhere." So
Money talks.
so as I said, here 32 years later, here I am.
That's excellent.
Well, we're glad that you decided that Martin County would be worth a look.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And the real subject we want to talk about today is the new plan that Stewart Martin County Chamber has that you are working on. So can you talk to us about that career plan that you're working on?
Let me give you a little background. You know, we realized with COVID, we had an events coordinator, which was her job, events. And with COVID being what it is, and we had no events, and we were doing no events and planning no events, I had to literally eliminate the job. In the meantime, we were still obviously going to do our luncheons, although they weren't happening, but in the future, we had to consider that someone had to plan them. But anyway, George Stokes, Deputy County Administrator, came to me one day. The county is getting a $32 million grant, a recovery grant. And a portion of that, the county commission assigned George to come up with a plan to help with job creations. Let me give you a little background too, by the way. When I got here in 1989, I asked Nancy Saylor, who was our office manager at the time, to prepare a poll to send out to our members, because I wanted to see how the members felt about the chamber, if there were any bumps in the road, if we needed improvement. I wanted to know the feeling of how the members felt about the chamber.
Absolutely.
And so what came back is the number one issue, 1989, number one issue: we can't hire people. Now here we are 32 years later, and it's still the same issue.
Yeah, the
Shame
issue
on
is
us.
the same thing.
Shame on us. I mean, I don't know at that time if we devoted our efforts towards training, internships. I don't know if it would have made a difference. Probably not. But anyway, I thought, well, it's certainly time that we need to address that situation and refocus from events, because we were doing 5 or 6, 7 events a year.
I know we were participating in many of them.
Yeah. And so let's refocus and let's see how we can get into the job training business. And then lo and behold, here comes George and says, hey, here's what we want. Here's what we need. Are you interested in heading this effort up? And I said, absolutely. It's coincidental, but we had we're changing our focus because we need to focus on how we can help our members, not just our members. Doesn't matter whether you're a member or not. If you've got a business in Martin County, how do we help you get employees? And so that's where it started. I was fortunate enough to bring Angela Hoffman aboard as a consultant to help with this, because she had previous experience with it with the Boys and Girls Club. And she put together programs, training programs and intern programs with Boys and Girls Club. So we brought Angela on as a consultant to help us prepare a proposal to give to the county on how we would plan to help businesses hire, train employees. And so that's how it all started.
Right.
And we're calling it Career Connect Martin. And we are, for all intents and purposes, we are going to be a concierge for the community to place people in internships, to train people to be able to go to work for our businesses here in Martin County and pay for that internship through a grant that we have applied for from the county. It's a 2-year program. It's a 2-year grant. If we are, the county commission obviously has to approve it. We've met with every one of the 5 commissioners individually and discussed with them our plan. And of course, the reason we discussed it with them was because we wanted to be sure that we were providing them with the mechanics, so to speak, of being able to put this program together. And of course, which we expected and appreciated, every one of them had a suggestion or an opinion, which we incorporated into our proposal, as long as we felt that it was doable and it was reasonable, and it was, there was nothing that they suggested, we said, oh, well, we can't do that. Everything that they suggested made sense, and it worked well and fit into our proposal. So we are right now waiting to make the proposal to the county commission at a meeting. They will discuss it. We'll be there to answer any questions and of course, make the proposal in person. It's somewhere by the end of this month. I don't know if they've scheduled that meeting. I think it was the 23rd, but I'm not sure. But it will be before the end of June that we'll make that proposal to the commission.
That's excellent.
And by the way, it's not just the Stewart Martin County Chamber program. It's not. And this was part of what the commission requested, is that be all encompassing, that it be the Economic Council, that it be the Business Development Board, that it be the other 4 chambers of commerce, that it be the nonprofits, starting with United Way, Boys and Girls Club, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a whole community effort spearheaded by Angela and myself. And again, to act as a concierge to put all of the pieces together. So that's basically what the program is. It's obviously more complex than that. There's trade shows where we're going to have, for instance, our idea is to have someone like someone from the marine industry at, say, the fairgrounds, showing these students how you build a boat. How do you put a deck on a boat? How do you put an engine in a boat? Someone like Hog Technology, who has that huge equipment that I think they have 12 welders on their staff. Have them have a piece of equipment showing these students or potential, and it's not just students, by the way, it's also someone who may be changing careers or been laid off. So it's not just going to be for students, but this would give people, potential employees, an idea of what our businesses here in the community do and what's required of them to be able to do the task required to do the job. We're excited about it. We think it's going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like an excellent program.
It's a big
I was
undertaking.
very pleased to hear about this. I think it's a great direction for the county and for the chamber also.
Thank you. And just as an aside, I tried this about 10 years ago, and we put together, and it was mostly building and trades industry, which is they're always in need of hiring people. So I put together a meeting with the school board, representative from the college, and 5 of our members who were in the building and trades industry. And we put them all together after several meetings, and it all culminated to a meeting in the superintendent's office with our 5 members who were in the building and trades industry. And it was basically about internships, because that's where you learn. That's, you can read all the books and study and all that, but until you're on the job doing the basic work, you don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it comes down to someone from at that time, Laurie was superintendent of schools. It may have been Ginger, I don't remember, but someone said, okay, well these will require about $10 an hour, and all 5 of these people said, you mean we have to pay them? Let me get this straight. So you want me to take my highly trained, productive employee, journeyman, and put a trainee with him, which is going to affect his work productivity. I'm going to be paying, we're not interested. I said, okay, I did what we could. The school board certainly stepped to the plate. And the industry themselves said, no, we can't be paying. They wanted free help, free internships. Well, that's what we've got now. We got free interns. They're not going to have to pay. They're going to have to, obviously, they're going to have to train them. That costs money, obviously, but they're not paying that salary, and they're not paying the workman's comp and all all of the amenities that go with putting a trainee on their payroll. So we hope that giving them a paid intern is going to make the difference. We know it will. We've already got people saying, I'll take one, I'll take an intern.
Yeah.
So we're already there. We just have to put it all together now.
Joe, you're on to something. I know on our we had on our IRSC show, it's Phoenix Industries. Is that correct? In Palm City, I think they make parts for Boeing and
Yes.
Airbus, and they've got contracts going out 30 years.
Yes.
Well, most of their folks are boomers,
Yeah.
and so they're
Yeah.
just
And nobody
scouring.
experienced to take their place.
Absolutely.
They're looking for folks that they can bring in as apprentices, start there, and the pay is great. And, just work their way in
Right.
because they're the future of the company.
Right. Well, I think the difference
That's
is big
phenomenal.
companies like that can afford to bring people in and train them. Smaller companies that work on a very low profit margin can't always afford to do that. So it really helps that that this program is going to be available.
That's why this is amazing.
Phenomenal.
And
Yeah.
I think it's amazing, Joe, that you could somehow get all of these groups together and, rowing the same way too.
And the biggest thing we had to overcome is unfortunately or fortunately, we're perceived as big brother. And so there's always that kind of a, what's in it? Why are you doing this? What's in it for you? And trust me, it's causing us as an organization more consternation because we still have other things going on and we're focusing on trying to get this off the ground. And so I think we've put all of that to rest now, that it's not about the Stewart Chamber, it's about all of us. It's about the whole community, including the nonprofits. They're the Boys and Girls Club and United Way and the rest of them. It's all important that we all work together and put this, make it a joint effort and not anybody hanging their star out there. That's not what it's about.
Right.
It's gonna
To put
help
the
everyone.
opportunity out there and have people appreciate their ability to be able to access the opportunity.
Yeah. And we're doing it right now. We're doing a survey as the other chambers. We're all doing surveys amongst our members to get an idea of what they need, what their needs are, what their expectations are. And so we've had a tremendous response. Usually when you send out a survey, you're lucky to get 5 or 6% response. And we're probably getting 25 or 30% response. But again, it's because we had a breakfast here a couple of weeks ago. There was 70 people, and we asked anybody who was hiring to raise their hands.
Everybody raised their hand.
Yeah, everybody.
It's
So
a
it's
need.
something that
Yeah, there's
something that's
definitely- yeah,
in focus right now.
that's fabulous.
Yes. So I think it's a wonderful program.
Thank you.
And on another side note, from what I understand, the Stuart Martin Chamber is celebrating how many years this year?
Oh my gosh, we were incorporated in 29, so figure it out.
So we're over 90 years.
Over 90 years, yes.
That's awesome.
You look pretty good for 90.
I keep telling everybody I wasn't here, despite the rumors. I was not here.
You get a little gray hair, they think you're really, really.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible, isn't it?
That's all right. They'll all be there someday too.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's good for business, it's good for residents, and it's good for visitors.
It is.
Anything to help our local and area and regional economy. And this certainly sounds like a great program to do that.
Well, we certainly we certainly feel like it's a value added to belong to our chamber. Although here's the issue that we're always looking ahead. Obviously, that's a stay afloat. It's a 2-year program, so it's going to be incumbent upon us for the next 2 years to identify funding sources that are going to be willing to support this program, because the grant's going to be gone. It's 2 years, it's done. So it's going to be incumbent upon us to find people who are willing to step forward. And my opinion is, again, it's a value added for the chamber and for our members. It's certainly a great retention tool. Certainly, if we're providing you with interns, you're solving your problem about hiring help. Why wouldn't you belong to the chamber? Why wouldn't you renew your membership? Also, why wouldn't you join the chamber? If you, as a non-member, are benefiting by our program, why wouldn't you then join the chamber and support us? So
Right.
we're hoping that kind of a thing catches on, again, it's incumbent upon us to do that, but that's, we're already beyond the 2 years. We're looking forward now. Where are we going from there?
Right. And I can tell you as a local business owner that this is a very tangible benefit of belonging to the chamber.
Right.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of the things, and the chamber membership is intangible, and that it's always so you can't feel it, touch it, smell it. It's just, but this is something you could grasp, you could see a result from, so obviously people like yourself and the rest of our members get it, but you're in a minority. There's 26, I think 25 or 26,000 occupational licenses in Martin County, and we have 1,500 members.
Wow.
26.
And that, by the way, that's not just here. That's a national average. Even look at the United States Chamber of Commerce, where they have maybe 5,000 members. How many businesses are in the United States?
Oh, yes.
Hundreds of thousands. So it's something that we have to reach out and again, give these people who are not members something tangible that they could realize and grasp onto.
I think once they participate and they see the positive from it, another employee that they've trained and they know can do their job well, then it's going to make a difference to them. And I think that'll be the point where they'll step up and say, okay, we see this has helped. Yeah.
Right. And they'll have a partner in that process.
Right.
As well.
Exactly.
Word of mouth is the best you can do. So if you have one business saying to another, oh, by the way, this chamber's got this program, I hired 2 interns.
Right.
That we think it's going to be beneficial to us. And if it's not, it's certainly beneficial to the community.
Exactly.
So for those that want to know how to contact the chamber, what's the best way for them to do that? And can you give us the location?
Sure. We're on the Canada Highway between US 1 and Monterey Road. We're next to the Florida Power and Light lift station.
Mm-hmm. And there's a sign right out in front.
Yes, and there's a sign right out in front. You can reach us or me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. Any of our staff can help you, or you could visit us at 1650 South Canada Highway. Or you can go on our website, www.stewartmartinchamber.org. There's a myriad of information. You can even join online. Now, we don't like people to do that because we like to sit down with them and explain what the chamber's about. So there's many ways you can reach us, and we'd be more than happy to meet with you to explain what we do and how we do it.
Joe, what about now that we're coming out of COVID, the after hours and other meetings? You up for it?
Yeah, we're going live. Everything we've got in June is live, except we do a morning Joe, which is a Zoom meeting with WSTU on the morning show. Everything else with the exception of our board meeting, everything else is live. Our local government meeting, our state government meeting, our congressional affairs is all live. So we're trying to get back into the groove. There's a couple of our board members, in fact, a few of our board members whose employers say, no, you can't attend a meeting with more than 10 people. So our board meeting, because of that, we are going to keep it Zoom for at least June. And hopefully by July, this whole thing is going to be waned.
Right.
Boy, yeah, you're so lucky that the live is back. I mean, I think it.
Yes.
About your old state, Michigan, which is still locked down, and I'm thinking, how in the world are they planning on doing business?
Well, not just Michigan. We have friends that went back to Virginia last week, and they waited a whole 6 weeks extra from when they normally go back because of the same situation there. So there are states that are still locked down. Yeah, unfortunately.
Thank God for DeSantis. I don't want to get political, but I think DeSantis has done a wonderful job.
Yeah, we were talking to friends in the state of Washington, and it's still pretty much locked down too. And I'm thinking, oh my.
Yeah, my daughter's in Jersey. She's a city clerk in Harrison, New Jersey, and their town hall is still shut down.
Wow. Well, yeah, it's amazing, and you know, our grandson is getting married in the state of Washington at Gonzaga University at the chapel there, and they're limiting
the number of people.
I think it's like 25 or 50 people
for his wedding.
For the wedding, I just think, oh
Yikes.
man, we were gonna go, but we can't.
Wow,
you know,
are their numbers still that high with COVID? I thought we were all getting.
I don't know.
No, they just
don't want to do it.
You
Just
don't
wanna
want to get
control.
into the whole political
Okay,
thing.
I don't
It's
understand.
just- It's a mess. And
Anyway,
so
so
crazy.
before we digress too far,
Yeah.
Joe, I know what a busy schedule you have, and we really appreciate your time this morning. Before we let you go, is there any one last word that you want to give to our audience?
No, just stay healthy and try to live your life as normal as possible. I think we're getting back to a normality, whatever that may be. We don't know, but let's get to the norm and proceed with our lives.
Right.
Exactly.
Good idea. And what Carol
Yeah.
and I always suggest too, with the new chamber members, utilize the chamber events. I mean, that's the thing, you know, and use it for networking. And that's when your chamber membership really works for
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
In fact, that's when I met Iris, that was going to the chamber luncheon last month.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a perfect example. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months ago, I think it was in April, we had a business after hours out at Banyan, which is the old Crane Creek in Martin Downs. We had 175 people. People were just, it was unbelievable. It was like our first live event, and it was unbelievable. It was, I mean, it got out of hand. It really did.
People are ready to get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are. Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes. Face-to-face contact always is a top priority, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe, have a wonderful week. Thanks again for coming on with us today. And I want to give the phone number to the chamber one more time. It's 772-287-1088.
Yep, and feel free to call us. We'll be more than happy to talk with you. And thank you for having me this morning. I really enjoyed it. And let's do it again.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Have a wonderful week.
Okay, and we'll see you on WSTU on
Yes,
Thursday. Huh?
yes, you will. Yes, on the 18th, we have a morning Joe, or the 17th.
There you go. All right. Have a good one.
Thanks,
All right,
Joe.
have a happy. Bye-bye.
You too.
now.
Bye-bye.
Boy, one of the good guys. No
That's
doubt about it.
amazing. That program sounds fabulous.
It
That
is. Yeah.
really is a nice thing to start for the community, because people want work, but if they don't have experience, this is a perfect way to learn something.
But as Joe
Different.
mentioned, we have to look 2 years down the road.
Right.
So that program continues.
Stays funded.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
hopefully the businesses that take advantage of the program will step up and
Give
help
back.
support it. Yeah.
Are you listening, Costco? Oh,
Giving back is always a good thing.
Exactly.
yes. Yeah, no doubt about it. Wow. Yeah, one of the good guys. And you know, he's seen it. And of course, the really, really rough time during the recession, and they plowed through it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another good thing that about this program, I think, which people don't hear about very often, but I get complaints because I meet people from so many different walks of life. And a big complaint is that, well, yeah, I started a new job, but I basically didn't get any training. You know, they get thrown into these new positions and
Is that
well,
one of our people, by the way?
well,
Oh
read
no,
this.
I'm just kidding.
Read this here and this
Yeah,
tells you about, you
that's-
know, they don't want to take the time or the money to train their employees, and therefore, you know, it becomes a big vicious circle.
I bet
So
it's a money issue. Seriously.
It probably is.
well, but what they don't realize is that
In the
if
long
their
run.
their employee is not going to be as productive as they could be if they took a little bit of time to train them properly.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. You have to know what you're doing to be able to do it. So it's a good way to.
I mean, how many times don't we have to call some kind of tech support about something and all the person knows how to do is read a script? They don't know anything else. It's
Oh
like-
yeah. You
it's
bet.
just crazy.
You bet.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this program for a lot of
Oh,
reasons.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that he weaved the nonprofits into it too is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They definitely need the help too. So
Oh,
Yeah. And
you bet.
Angela comes with very good credentials.
She's
She's going to be good in with that,
Yeah.
that consulting position. She
Yeah, they
has.
got a good one there.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else is going on in your world?
So
are you?
June,
It's amazing.
we are celebrating. June is home ownership month,
Very cool.
National Home Ownership
Show that to the
Month.
camera there.
Oh.
That's it. There you
Can you
go.
see?
Yeah. Yep. We got it. Good.
Woohoo!
Very cool. Home ownership month.
Right. I wanted to make sure we brought that up since we weren't here last week. This is our first June show. So,
We're starting.
so we are concentrating this month, especially. I know it's a real estate show and our subjects are always about real estate anyway, but I thought we would use this month to talk about a lot of the basics that maybe people don't think about or people really don't understand. So, again, I'm going to go back to valuation in residential property. And actually, it's valuation in all real estate because appraisals are available for all real estate, whether it's vacant land or commercial property or multi-use property. Appraisals are available. And let's
Mhm.
just say that if you are even making a cash purchase on a property and you appreciate the fact that you want to purchase a property, but you don't want to overpay for it, tell your agent that you want to make your offer or your purchase conditional upon a proper appraisal. That gives you the ability to hire an appraiser to go out and do that property for you. I want to say not all, but most lender mortgage properties have an
Mhm.
appraisal done, but cash purchase properties can also have an appraisal done. That's the choice of the buyer to do that.
I would think that would just be natural.
I would too.
I mean, really? Oh,
Yeah, well, it's not done so often for cash purchases. It's always done or almost always done for mortgage purchases, but it's not necessarily a practice for all cash purchases. But just know, Mr. and Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. and Miss Buyer out there, that you can have it written into your contract that your purchase will be subject to an acceptable appraisal. And then you can hire an appraiser to do that appraisal for you.
See, I just assumed that was with every, every sale, but
Yeah, no.
of course,
But
we've
especially in
never
this
had the
kind of
luxury
market.
of cash. So it's like,
Especially in this kind of market,
Yeah.
I think it's important that buyers understand that.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's, and appraisals, appraisers are not all alike either.
Well, appraisers have gotten a bad rap over the years.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say is, especially since the crash, during the crash, appraisers were getting a bad rap. Now I can tell you prior to the crash, when people are financing 125% of the value of their home, something's going to happen,
Yeah.
and when that over 100% value of their home loan amount goes higher and higher and higher and higher, they're doing the same things that are happening with these statistics that we talked about at the beginning of the show. 42% increase in homes priced under $100,000 in the last 3 years. 42% increase. 58% increase over the last 3 years. Actually, this is 4 years now, but 58% increase in Port St. Lucie homes. That's number 4 in the country, all 50 states.
Sure. Yeah.
People don't realize how much of our economy is fueled by the real estate industry and the industries attached to the real estate industry. And when you push prices up so fast, you are automatically eliminating a lot of people from being able to buy homes because they can't keep up with it. It's just happening. It happens too fast. So yes, buyers, if you're paying cash for a property, you can make your purchase agreement contingent upon a satisfactory and appraisal. And buyers, you're going to have to go back and do the old-fashioned thing of saving more money, increasing your income, having excellent credit in order to be able to qualify for mortgages that are going to be able to compete against these cash buyers.
Yeah, because I have, as you have said, it's true competition out there.
Cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
It is.
Yes, I talked to somebody just actually, I went to an open house on, that was the one thing, I did on the holiday weekend. I went to an open house that weekend, and which I thought, a lot of the people that have been visiting have gone home now. A lot of the snowbirds have gone home now. I was at that open house for maybe about 40 minutes, and there was a constant stream of people coming through that open house to look.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of buyers out there still looking, and too few properties available.
True.
And also, I'm going to put out a plea. If you are a property owner on the Treasure Coast and you are thinking about renting out your property for next year's season, please call us and let us know, because we have a ton of people who want to rent and are qualified to rent for next season, and we cannot find properties for them.
You've got to be kidding.
No, and it goes back to the same thing.
Sure.
The homes that were on the market, or maybe homes that had been second homes before, have now been purchased by people who are moving to Florida to be full-time residents. And so we just don't have the numbers anymore.
No properties available.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Everybody wants to come down.
Yep.
Wow. This show has been amazing, and it has flown by.
I know.
Yeah.
Before we run completely out of time, we do have a few listings that Paula brought that I want to make sure we get to talk about today.
Right. We start off here with very far, well, not very far south, but south of us on Singer Island. This one is a beautiful property. It's a 4-bedroom, 5.5 bath waterfront property with boat dockage and everything that you can think of.
The works.
The works for just the mere price of $6,749,000. But it's a beautiful, beautiful home.
Well, it better be.
Yeah, it's waterfront, custom built, unobstructed views, 231 feet of open water and dockage, and every imaginable upgrade that you can think of. Very beautiful home. So if you're interested, let us know. We'll get you in to see that.
Could I get it for 200,000?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Maybe the boat dock.
Maybe.
Maybe the boat dock.
Well, maybe not. Oh my!
Right.
That sounds amazing.
That is, it looks like a really beautiful property. So if you want to build your dream home, there is a lot in Hobe Sound, and it is a 1/4 acre in a gated community, and they're asking $375 for that lot. So
For a 1/4 acre.
1/4 acre.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when they were $3,000 in
Yeah.
Port St. Lucie.
I went and walked a piece of property last week that was a vacant lot with the boat dock. Not on the river, on one of the little tributaries.
Oh,
you know.
okay. Yeah.
The lot, $500,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a steal.
Yeah.
At
Yep.
$375.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
let us know. And then we're going to go a little bit different. If you want to be a owner and landlord, there is a duplex available in the Stewart area. It says 1,748 square feet for living. So I'm thinking that's both sides of the duplex, one 1,700 and the other one as well. It doesn't specify that here, but I would think that's the case. And they're asking $295 for that. So you could live in it and rent it.
And have help to make your mortgage payment that
Right.
way.
Exactly.
Sure.
Leave that one
Exactly.
out. We need to check on
Check
this
on
one.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a good deal. That sounds like a
Then-
great deal.
Yeah, it really is. And then come a little bit further north to Jensen, we have a condo on the island, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1,102 square feet, and they're asking $296,900 for that. So pretty nice property to be able to be over on the
Wow.
island.
One more. I think we have time for one more.
All right, this one we have actually talked about before, so let me go to a next one. This is Port St. Lucie. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 3,135 total living square feet, 2,248. I'm sorry, 2,248 living square feet, 3,135 total square feet. They're asking $350 for that. So if you have any interest in any of these, please give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about them.
And before we run out of time, I just want to give our contact information and remind everybody, we had started a few weeks ago for the month of June. We have some giveaways if you'd like one of those street maps, or if you would like the
Bottle opener.
jar opener that we think every kitchen needs, just either text us or send us an email and we'll get it out to you. So the best phone number is 772-200-5105. That's my cell phone. You can either call or text on that number. And you can also email us at mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
All right. And boy, keep it going. Huh?
Right, exactly.
I like that lot that Joe was talking about. How much? How many million?
We have a deal for you here, Joe. Instead of 3 million, you know, you can go to Hope Sound and buy a lot for 300,000.
Yeah. There you
And
go.
build your dream home there.
There you go. All right. Have a good week.
You do the
Thanks, you
same.
too.
Thank you.
You've been listening to My Dream Home Radio Show right here on WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast, and WSTU Stewart, Martin County's heritage station, serving the Treasure Coast since 1954.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kafin. A unanimous ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court. CBS's Steve Dorsey says it affects thousands of illegal immigrants who've been allowed to stay in the U.S. for humanitarian reasons.
The court sided with the Biden administration, which inherited the case from the Trump administration. The ruling could block a path to permanent residency or citizenship for thousands of immigrants in similar situations who entered the U.S. illegally. They were allowed to stay in the U.S. temporarily and even granted work permits because of deteriorating conditions in their home country.
And the court agreed to hear an FBI effort to block a civil rights lawsuit by 3 Muslim men from California who say they were illegally surveilled after the 9/11 attacks. Attorney Gadir Abbas.
We hope that the Supreme Court